A spring-like Friday, followed by a drastic adjustment on Sunday. Why we've issued a weather impact alert for late Sunday and Monday, and why you need to dust off that umbrella for much of the next week.
The data center debate turned decision in Festus.
I know that this data center can bring a lot to our community, both in taxes and jobs.
It's going to destroy our lives, and they're using our money to do it.
The vote tonight leaving a city divided. Our top story, burned to death and left behind.
I feel like he was just discarded.
The victim first responders missed, only to be found by his family. Loved ones discovered the Army veteran's body at his Wellston home just 2 days after it caught fire. This is 5 on your side at 10. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Kelly Jackson. The fire broke out Tuesday night on Ogden Avenue. That's just off MLK Drive. Brent Solomon just back from talking to the victim's family, who say firefighters assured them the home was empty.
They sure did. 71-year-old Wayne Van was a protector. That from his family, who tonight is now demanding to know why it was left to them to find his remains after authorities told them no one was inside of his burning home. The investigation into what sparked a deadly fire here on Ogden Avenue in Wellston Tuesday night is just beginning. But for the family of Wayne Van, the pain is compounded by something they never would have imagined.
They were in for 6 minutes on Tuesday. They said that the fire was too hot and the conditions were unsafe, and so he had to bring his men out.
Firefighters say crews arrived to heavy fire and were forced to evacuate due to a roof collapse.
But they assured us that there was no body in this house.
The family says they were promised cadaver dogs would be brought in for a thorough search later. That never happened.
They said, well, they weren't available. So they never came, with the dogs.
Unsatisfied, the family took matters into their own hands Thursday.
It just didn't sit right with us this morning, so we got up and we came as a family and did our own due diligence, and this is what we found.
And they were in there for 5 minutes and found him immediately when they walked in. Went in his room. He was up under one of the boards.
Fire Chief Randall Sanders told 5 on your side, our crews made every effort to search for victims during initial operations. Unfortunately, the fire was too far progressed by the time firefighters arrived for our crews to be able to make a rescue. Crews remained on scene for approximately an hour to search the residence again. A family member arrived and advised he was commonly not at the residence and stays at multiple locations. For those who loved Van, the explanation isn't enough.
It's just disheartening because we rely on the police, on the fire department to find our loved ones when we can't find them. So if they can't do their jobs thoroughly, what does that leave us with?
Tonight I called and emailed the mayor of Wellston, Nate Griffin, to find out if he has any questions or concerns about all of this. He hasn't responded just yet.
Well, we've got a few more days of nice weather before our next weather impact alert day.
Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is tracking 70-degree temperatures before some wintry weather moves in.
And it's just kind of like it's a sore spot here. Tomorrow's going to be so spring-like, but we're still in February. Sunday's the beginning of March, and late Sunday into early Monday for the first couple of hours there that we go into the month of March, we are dealing with a very cold rain for most of us, and we think there's going to be wet snow, especially north of I-70, which means the potential's there for some slushy roads. It's far from a lock exactly what's going to happen, but here's our general thought at this point. South of St. Louis, pretty much this is going to be the case, a cold rain. But where is that transition zone? Where's the zone of question? It's generally right along the Missouri River, Interstate 70, right through the metro area, especially the north side of the metro area, and our far northern counties may end up with a bit of snow on the ground. But the reality is our ground temperatures are in the 40s right now. So it starts mainly as rain, and then as we get into the dark nighttime hours Sunday night, very early Monday morning, that's when things could be a little bit slushy. In the meantime, getting out the door tomorrow morning, no problems. It's a mild start, 40 to get out the door, 50 by 9:30 or 10 o'clock, 71 for the high.
The city of Festus made a major step toward the possibility of bringing a data center to their community. The decision was met with a lot of opposition from city residents. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski was in the room for the vote and has reaction from residents and, for the first time, the mayor of Festus.
The City of Festus City Council approved a contract tonight for outside negotiators to work on a development agreement for a proposed data center here in Festus. There was no public comment on the agenda tonight, and they were met with lots of opposition from dozens of angry residents.
Bill 4875 has passed.
The City of Festus will now pay a $20,000 down payment and $400 per hour after that to economic development firm Marks Nelson Advisors to negotiate terms with data center developer CRG.
No data center!
Resident Erica Carter says the city isn't listening to their concerns.
So they're going to use tax dollars that we're paying in to hide information from us on our homes, on our lives, on our drinking water. You know, it's going to destroy our lives, and they're using our money to do it. So it's pretty sickening.
The city attorney says they didn't have to take public comment at this special meeting because they were only allowed to talk about the bill on the agenda, and that did not include public comment. They also have the authority to suspend the rules with a unanimous vote, which they did. According to the city ordinances, though, they could have taken public comment or added anything to the special meeting with a 3/4 vote from the council.
This is not the democratic process. It's not what I grew up with. That's not what I was taught. So now it's all legalese. Now it's all going to have to be behind closed doors in courtrooms and all that.
While a majority of the people in attendance were opposed, Austin Jackson says it could be a good thing for the city, from tax revenue to jobs.
Even people like my kids, they could go to college locally, get good degrees, and work here the rest of their lives and be able to provide for their families in our own community.
The mayor of Festus says while supporting the data center, he understands residents' concerns.
We are going to do our very best to have their concerns come out in the negotiation with CRG.
So even though you're bringing in this consulting firm and going through this process, you could still decide not to have a data center?
Yes.
Reporting in Festus, Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.
And you can watch Laura's full interview with the mayor on our website, KSDK.com. The mayor says they don't have dates yet, but there will be more public meetings on the proposed plans.
At tonight's District 4 Public Safety meeting, Councilwoman Shalonda Webb announced she'll be holding some new events. She'll begin hosting coffee chats where constituents can speak with her in a smaller group setting. The first one will be March 14th, and they are scheduled for the second Saturday of each month. She'll also hold walks in local parks on the fourth Saturday of each month. She holds these public safety meetings once a quarter.
That's what this meeting is about. Let's meet the community where they are to address the issues and not put Band-Aids on them, but get real solutions.
The St. Louis County Police Department shared at the meeting that crimes against people are down in North County.
Today, a new report shows deadly crimes are down in East St. Louis. The Illinois State Police say there were 15 homicides last year compared to 20 in 2024. They say that's the lowest number of murders in 45 years. The report also shows non-fatal shootings are down from 57 in 2024 to 50 in 2025. Well, tonight, classmates, friends, and neighbors honored a father and daughter shot and killed inside their Ferguson home. Henry Williams served as the Berkeley fire chief for nearly 2 decades. He was also a father of 6, including 15-year-old Helena Elliott. They were both found dead on Saturday. Henry's girlfriend, Linda Hayden, is charged for the crime. To honor Henry and his daughter, family and friends released balloons on Partridge Avenue, the North City street where he grew up.
He helped everybody in his class. 1980, they loved him, and the neighborhood loved him, and the fire community. He was a public servant his whole life.
Helena was a Pattonville High School basketball player. Just a couple of days ago, her team left a seat empty on their bench to honor her at their game.
Tonight, a Warren County man is behind bars for dragging an officer with his car and fleeing the scene. Michael Caldwell allegedly drove forward while an officer was trying to remove him from his vehicle during a traffic stop on Tuesday. He then fled from the scene at a high speed. He was found today and arrested. He's being held without bond. Tonight, St. Louis County police officers are mourning the loss of Deputy Michael Highslope. He started his career in law enforcement with the North County Police Cooperative. Highslope died in the line of duty on Tuesday, working as a sheriff's deputy for Christian County. Detective Sergeant Benjamin Santoyo says Highslope showed his wonderful character on his very first day on the job.
He encounters an individual, it's colder months, and he needed clothing, he needed shoes, he needed socks, and what does he do? He takes the time, he goes inside a store and he purchases that out of his own wallet.
Funerals for Deputy High Slope and Deputy Gabrielle Ramirez, who was also killed Tuesday, are this weekend. There's a public visitation tomorrow night from 5 to 8. The funeral is Saturday at 1. Both will take place at the James River Church in Ozark, Missouri.
A local health center is temporarily closing for the second time this month. KSDK Health says the closure is so the organization can catch up on payroll. The center closed for a few days early this month, citing an issue with government funding. KSDK relies heavily on federal funding to remain operational. Federal funding cuts and Medicaid disenrollment have cut its revenue in half. The organization says it remains committed to paying its employees and reopening March 9th. A St. Louis family separated by deportation.
We're going to keep fighting whatever's next in our lives.
Tonight, their drastic move to be together again. Test driving a new set of wheels. Tonight, Consumer Reports takes popular models for a spin to help steer you to the best car to drive off the lot.
We're going to be driving on wet roads by Sunday evening, and some of us may have some slush to deal with. Where the threat of winter weather is highest and why wet roads will be a theme often repeated into the middle of March.
Tonight, a Baldwin family will be leaving Missouri to live in Mexico. After being detained by ICE late last year, Alejandro Perez will soon be deported back to Mexico, but he won't be going alone.
His wife, born and raised in St. Louis County, is standing by his side.
Here's your baby dog, too.
A playful day at the Perez home.
Should she go up the stairs?
The Baldwin mom, Janie Perez, creates as much normalcy as possible for her two little girls.
Can you put it in a night?
The harsh reality.
Can you fill it up with more people?
There's one person missing in their home.
Alejandro is the most fiercely loyal, faithful, devoted husband and dad.
Her husband Alejandro has served 4 months in jail after ICE detained him in St. Louis County. Alejandro was sentenced Wednesday to 3 months, receiving credit for time served for unlawful re-entry into the United States from Mexico.
I could tell he was relieved at the end.
The detainment separated them, but it only brought them closer.
We're so excited to just embrace each other again and have the girls run into his arms and just see their daddy again.
Janie and their 2 girls will soon head to Mexico.
We'll get to, tour schools for Luna and visit neighborhoods to see what's safe, what we like.
Janie admits she's worried about the recent cartel attacks in Mexico.
If it really does seem unsafe, even when we're there, we'll do a little reconsider and try to figure out, okay, should we pivot and go visit another place right now?
Their eyes are set on the future, knowing wherever they are, being together is their ultimate home.
I'm sure there's going to be many roadblocks and hardships, especially moving, figuring out our next steps together, but we can do it.
Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
That violence is still ongoing in Mexico following the capture and death of a major cartel leader on Sunday. Many American travelers were trapped across the border due to the unrest, including some St. Louisans. Flights have resumed and people have started making it home, but the Perez family is walking into an unstable scene. The Perez family aren't the only ones struggling after ICE detention. Families nationwide say their loved ones are vanishing within the ICE detention system. They say the ICE Locator app is challenging to use and often doesn't work at all. The number to call for detainee-related information is 888-351-4024.
Finding a safe, reliable, and affordable car is harder than ever, but Consumer Reports just released its highly anticipated 2026 top picks list to help you shop smarter. Our Michelle Lee shows us the best SUVs, cars, and trucks in tonight's Making Ends Meet.
Every day, Consumer Reports tests new vehicles at its state-of-the-art facility, measuring everything from safety and performance to fuel efficiency and cargo space. Beyond the test track, CR's member surveys give exclusive real-world insights into reliability and owner satisfaction from about 380,000 vehicles this year.
The CARS team looks at data from our testing and from member surveys to determine what are the 10 vehicles that stand out most in their class. These are the vehicles that are easy recommendations to make and a great starting point for any car shopper.
SUVs are as popular as ever. This year, Subaru's Crosstrek and Forester, along with the Toyota Grand Highlander, all make CR's list. Looking for something more upscale? Top luxury SUVs include the Lexus NX and BMW X5.
We also have a couple great sedans on the list with the Honda Civic and Toyota Camry. Both of these performed well in our tests, get terrific fuel economy, and are very reliable.
For drivers who want a truck that's easy to live with, the Ford Maverick is CR's pick for best small pickup. And the Ford F-150 makes the list too, the first full-size pickup in years to score high enough to be a top pick. The Tesla Model Y is CR's pick for EV, but for the first time, all 10 of Consumer Reports' 2026 top picks are available as hybrid or EV versions. Michelle Lee, 5 on your side.
All of Consumer Reports' top picks come standard with key safety features, including automatic emergency braking that operates at highway speeds and includes pedestrian detection. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell joins us now with the weather impact forecast, and we're talking about a beautiful day tomorrow, and let's just leave it at that.
I know. Well, forget about the weekend.
Yeah, and Saturday's not terrible. I mean, let's face it, 62, that's still well above average.
Yeah, sure.
And today, actually, we clipped 50 for our average high temperature. So we're moving in the right direction.
And then we're not.
And then we're not on Sunday. Here you go with your weather impact alert, Sunday evening, Sunday night, early Monday morning. Is this going to be a huge problem for most of us? No. It's probably going to be confined to areas north of St. Louis where roads maybe get a little slushy, but there's still uncertainty as far as that goes as well. But it's late Sunday into Monday, especially after dark. The roads will be wet and slick. Will they be slushy and slick? More likely going, say, up Highway 61 from Wentzville towards Troy and Bowling Green, and maybe up 55 as you work your way from Litchfield North. Stay up to date on the forecast changes because they will be happening over the next 24 hours as it becomes clearer exactly what this system will do. Right now, we're pretty confident we start with the cold rain in St. Louis Sunday afternoon into early Sunday evening. Then as we get colder towards 10, 11 o'clock, perhaps wet snow mixes in. That chance for wet snow is higher north of St. Louis. That includes Root House over to Carlinville, Litchfield, Nokomis, maybe even into Vandalia, Bowling Green, up towards Eolia. Then by Monday morning's rush hour, it's starting to push out. Now, this is a decent amount of moisture coming our way, roughly a half an inch or so of liquid equivalent. Most of that's going to fall as rain. If it does fall as snow, it's one of those wet snows that has a lot of water content with it versus piling up. All right, so that limits our impacts. Plus, ground temperatures, they're pretty close to 45, just like the air temperature is tonight. 61 was our high, 33 was the low this morning. We're back into the 30s tomorrow morning, but not overly cold. We have mainly clear skies, and you go through the day tomorrow, I mean, this is just absolutely scrumptious. Near 70 by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we'll still be there around 5 o'clock. Then we get into our winter problems. The colder air is easing in on Saturday. By Sunday and Monday, we're only in the 40s for highs. It's those overnight hours when we get to around or a little below freezing where we have the potential to have some problems. And again, that transition zone is right through the St. Louis area. I think now at this point, it's mostly going to end up being either wet snow or that cold rain. And for the vast majority of us, the cold rain is going to be the winner. Again, tomorrow, 71. Bonus 10-day forecast for you because you wanted to know, but did you really?
Yes, we did.
Rain.
No.
A lot of it over the course of the next 10 days after Saturday. The rain chances are with us. It's not continuous. But I mean, by the end of next weekend and next weekend, 3 to 5 inches of rain.
Wow.
Probably in the range.
Frank just wants to know the dew point.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's go to Frank with the dew point.
The Blues came out of the break burning rubber. The Cardinals continue to impress in Jupiter. And we will profile one of the most important players on the team, Jordan Walker. It's a 25-game sprint to the finish. It began tonight for the Blues against the Kraken. Let's be honest, when you're 31st in points, the Blues will likely have to win about 20 of those games to sniff the playoffs. If the guy behind me plays like he did tonight, who knows? Dylan Holloway has missed 23 of the last 24 games, activated today, lighting the lamp tonight on a good pass from Jonathan Berggren. And this Seattle fan took it really, really hard. Pretty goal. Colton Parayko back from the Olympics. Pavel Buchnevich, Jordan Kyrou, 2-1 Blues, Kairou's 14th. 22 seconds later, Jonathan Bergeron will do the dirty work, and Holloway sneaks in, slips it in, 3-1 Note. And Holloway caps a compelling comeback night with an empty netter, a hat trick for Holloway. Blues win 5-1.
Huge. It definitely feels good. You know, being out like that, it feels like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, especially getting re-injured. And, you know, it's tough watching. You want to be like helping the team, being with the boys. So it was great. It was great just to be back. I just wanted to enjoy it. And honestly, if I didn't have an impact in that, I was just grateful to be able to play. So.
While the Blues have hit the stretch run, the Cardinals are approaching the gate. And there is a wonderful common denominator developing so far. Every starter that has gotten the ball has been effective, including Matthew Liberatore today against Houston. Liberatore, with his second start, takes it 3 innings. He gives up 1 run with 3 strikeouts. The Stros scored in the third, and then it's Joel Pozo lifting the fly ball that catches the win. It will fly out for a solo homer, one of 2 by the Cardinal catchers today. Cardinals trailing again in the 5th inning, until Alec Burleson tags this one for long distance. A 3-run dinger puts the Cards up. Jimmy Crooks hit a 3-run bomb in the 7th as the Birds go on to win 9-4. Now, here's Zach Parnes with how outfielder Jordan Walker hopes 2026 is his year.
When Jordan Walker joined the Cardinals big league club in 2023, fans were elated with his production. 16 homers, a .278 batting average. But since then, it's slowed down for the 23-year-old. He's looking to get back to high-quality hitting. Jordan Walker in action in Jupiter. Last season was rough for the right fielder, but he's refined his game. Is there a particular adjustment you made this offseason that fans maybe may or may not notice that you feel is really going to help your game?
I did a lot of movement work, stuff like that. For posture, you know, posture at the plate is very important. So a lot of work with that and everything like that. Now it's just getting the timing and fixing all the little kinks, and then I'm ready to go.
Walker is working beyond the physical aspects.
I think mentally. I used to think of the game as not really too mental, just go out there and play, but I mean, it's pretty big part. I mean, approach-wise, things like that.
The mental advantage is showing. Manager Ali Marmol says this is a new Jordan Walker.
There's more communication, there's a maturity there that has allowed for more productive conversations as far as like real change that needs to take place in order for him to have success and be able to sustain it. That's what I'm most excited about, because when you get on the other side of that communication hurdle is when you can usually start to see progress.
Health is always a part of the equation at the major league level, and last year Walker was no exception. He missed some time with a few injuries, but the Georgia native says he's 100% ready to go for this season. In Jupiter, Florida, Zach Parnes, 5 on your side.
Good work, Zach. Brian Baroni and SIUE having another terrific year hosting Western Illinois. This is the proper pick and roll, and 7-footer Arnis Sakanis will throw it down. The former walk-on is a force, and they're really good at this pick and roll. Jack Campion again on the pick and roll to Kyle Thomas, and the Cougars roll 67-47. They are 19-12. Over at Washington U, women's coach 63-year-old Lisa Stone is having the time of her life. She's been a head coach since 1985 and has picked up 700 wins. The former SLU coach was out of basketball for 2 years, and most schools are not hiring coaches in their 60s. But Wash U gambled and won with Lisa. With a win Saturday, they will likely host a D3 NCAA tournament game. It would be a thrill for her to do it with a team she loves coaching.
It's just embrace. You know, it's a brand new season, and to go on a ride with this great group of young women who I love very, very much. It's exciting. It's super. It's what March is all about. And it's a time to continue to play and make some noise and have some fun.
That is great to see her have a kind of a resurrection of her career at this stage of her life. She's terrific.
All right. Thanks, Frank.
All right, coming up, some sweet new surprises are on their way to grocery stores.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has announced a recall for certain Great Value cottage cheese products sold at Walmart. Now, the manufacturer said that these products may not have met pasteurization standards. Now, it's important to note that no illnesses have been reported just yet. The affected items were sold in 24 states, including Missouri and Illinois, from February 17th to February 20th, and include multiple 16-ounce, 24-ounce, and 3-pound Great Value cottage cheese varieties with best by dates in early April 2026. If you have this cottage cheese in your fridge right now, remember to not eat it. You can return it to Walmart for a full refund, and make sure you throw it away.
Clementine's Naughty and Nice Creamery is headed from the parlor to the grocery store next month.
The St. Louis-based chain will have 7 flavors available in select Schnucks stores across the metro starting March 4th. Those flavors are gooey butter cake, Italian butter cookie, salted cracker caramel, salted caramel cookies, and cream Madagascar vanilla coconut fudge and lemon poppy seed. This is the brand's first appearance on supermarket shelves.
And also new to supermarket shelves, Bluebell's first new flavor of 2026 is available starting today. It's a sweet and simple honey vanilla, and it's only available in the pint size for a limited time.
And tomorrow, ice cream will be good, Scott.
Oh, yes, it will. Temperatures close to 70 degrees tomorrow. The weather impact alert for later Sunday, mainly Sunday night, early Monday. I don't think it's a big winter storm, but maybe some problems.
There you have it. 5 on your side at 10. We're always streaming on your phone and TV.
Start your day with Today in St. Louis at 4:30. Have a great tomorrow.